Have you ever felt as though the very ground beneath your feet holds a memory? One that is hostile to outsiders? Now, close your eyes. Imagine standing utterly alone at the maw of that obsidian tunnel. The air is frigid, so bone-chilling that you can see your breath ghosting into the gray twilight haze. Imagine hearing the rhythmic drip of water. Drip, drip, echoing from abyssal depths where no light has ever reached. As you strain to listen, a cold shiver snakes down your spine, not from the freezing air, but because you suddenly realize that something deep within that absolute darkness is watching you. This thing, it does not move. It does not breathe, yet it waits for you. It waits for you to take but a single step inside, just so it can seal the door behind you forever. The Silver Hollow Mine lies in the heart of the barren Arizona desert, where the parched, cracked earth devours all traces of life, its black maw protruding like a deep wound that hasn't healed in 100 years. There, the air takes on a bitter metallic taste that clings to the throat upon approach, and from its depths wafts a strange humidity unlike any breath of the earth. It is the scent of ancient rain, trapped within the rocks since 1924. The place is drowned in an eerie silence, broken only by the echoes of whispers that miners once claimed emerged from the walls in a strange tongue before the mine was sealed and transformed into a chilling legend haunting the void. On January 10th, 2026, the twilight stained the sky with the color of blood. Thomas Murphy stood at the entrance, wiping sweat from his forehead and laughing at the townspeople's warnings. To an engineer like him, ghosts were nothing more than chemical reactions of trapped gases. He drove his car inside, ignoring that the clock was striking 7 in the evening, the exact moment when reality begins to dissolve. 90-year-old Uncle Elias Kane sat in his usual patch of shade, watching their car fade into the distance. His voice remains recorded in police statements, a raspy sound that seemed to emerge from between the quarry rocks. I warned that young man. Silver Hollow doesn't take bodies. It takes time. My father saw the machinery inside when they opened the mine for maintenance 20 years after it was closed. It was shiny, new, as if it had just left the factory. No rust, no dust. As if the hands of time inside those walls had stopped beating for an entire generation. But the Murphy family's car continued to plunge deeper, leaving Elias's warnings to be scattered by the wind. Inside the dark tunnels, logic began to crumble. The car's GPS screen flickered wildly, displaying coordinates dating back to 1924, to a location in the middle of an ocean that had dried up centuries ago. Sarah Murphy froze in her seat as she looked into the rearview mirror. She saw a man standing at the mine entrance, as still, as a marble statue, but he cast no shadow. When she blinked, she found nothing behind her but dust and total darkness. The final recording on Sarah's phone is breathtaking. Thomas's voice emerges in a choked whisper. "Sarah, do you hear that? It's a piano. Someone is playing Beethoven at the end of the tunnel." Then Sarah's voice trembles. "Thomas, look at Leo. Our sun isn't moving." This was followed by a sharp, piercing scream, like the sound of metal scraping against wood. And then a silence fell, heavier than the mountain itself. 48 hours later, the investigators found the car. It was completely empty. No bloodstains, no traces of struggle. The engine was cold as ice, yet the car seats were scalding to anyone who touched them, as if someone had left them only seconds ago. And in the back seat, Leo's favorite toy was found, turned to fine gray ash, while the fabric around it remained untouched by any fire. As for Leo's digital camera, it carried the true horror. 400 photos taken in a single second. In the first photos, they are smiling. And in the 200th photo, their features began to blur and melt like wax into the mine walls. And in the final shot, the tunnel is completely empty, except for Leo's shirt hanging from a rusty nail on the ceiling, 20 meters high. And inside that shirt, a human heart, still beating. The police dogs found no scent, and the cameras detected no bodies. Yet every night, at exactly 3 in the morning, the thermal sensors pick up 3 human heat signatures wandering through the tunnels. Energy trapped in a time we do not know. The file is closed now. But the shadows never truly sleep. And as the darkness of night falls, remember, some secrets are better left in the dusk. Sleep peacefully if you can.